RV on Current Affairs, Episode 1, Prevention.
So we've all heard the incredibly sad situation revolving around Sarah, and our thoughts go out to her friends and family at this time. And we've seen a lot in social media about how this has affected other people and what they think about it, and how ultimately we're going to stop women being treated this way. You know, we've talked about curfews, educating men, but it's way bigger than that. One thing is not going to change it, and actually it comes down to all of our responsibility to make a difference. Sadly, this is not the first time, and it won't be the last time. And what usually happens is, they give the perpetrator a harsh sentence and we all forget about it and move on our way. What we need to do is start having real prevention in place. This is the key. It's not just one thing that's going to change it. We need to start preventing this right at the beginning to stop it happening. It's much deeper than just educating men on not committing these sorts of crimes. People who commit these crimes have issues going on. There's lots of things that have impacted them. It's why they end up that way. And that's not to say that this is a reason for their behavior or it justifies what they've done in any way, shape or form. Of course it doesn't. But those factors are a fact to why people commit crime. Now, you're probably going to say, just, string them up, give them a harsh sentence, that will sort them out. But it doesn't, hence why we still have people committing these crimes. And also by that point, it's still too late. It's still a reactionary response to what's happening. Somebody's already been murdered, somebody's already been raped, a crime has already been committed. So, that response is not good enough. That's not going to change anything that's going on. What we need is emotional support. We need emotional stability and we need consistency in what we're putting across to people. It's not talked about enough, and we're just not putting it out there when we know that this is so important. When people have this emotional support growing up and throughout their life and are educated on their emotions and how to deal with them, it changes how they feel about themselves as a person and how they go about managing their thoughts, feelings and behavior. And that's what makes the difference. And it's what we're not doing enough of. We need better services for vulnerable young people and for people that are getting missed. So, we need to bring back education for all. Where's it gone? It's been taken away because apparently, we don't have funding for this. It's not necessary. And now we're in a massive mental health crisis for our young people and for adults as well. Something is being missed, and it's prevention that is causing all of these problems. Research shows that emotional support is one of the biggest things that we need. We need that emotional stability in our life as much as, if not more than the physical needs, like our food and our water. We need to have emotional stability, yet we don't talk about it. We don't educate on it. We don't even really notice it unless there's a severe problem. People get missed. And this is why we end up with people with mental health issues, why we end up with people that go on to commit serious crimes like the one that we've seen recently. And that is sad, and something needs to change about it. But what needs to change is something at the beginning. It's no good with this reaction response. It's not changing anything. We'll still continue to go round and round in this circle until sadly the next person this happens to, and then we'll be up in arms again, and then we'll talk about it some more and go round and round, when actually we need to take some action and we need to change right at the beginning. And that involves changing how we deal with these issues, like I said, right at the start, but also our attitudes in society. We're saying that the way women are treated and the way women are thought about is appalling. And actually a lot of our attitudes around women, around mental health, around getting help, around how we support others needs to change. And that starts with us. That's where we can do something about this. We need to start showing our young people how we want them to behave. We need to show them and be the person that we want them to be. We need to stop telling them what they need to do. Gone are the days as don't do as I do as I say. That is, a completely pointless statement. Young people learn more from what they see than what you tell them. So when we go around telling them to be a certain way and not doing it ourselves, it has very little impact on them. Take, for example, the Meghan and Caroline Flack situation. Obviously, it wasn't so long ago that we're all saying, be kind. The poor girl had mental health issues and we didn't do anything to support her. Nobody knew. Why didn't she speak out? And then the next minute, someone is speaking out who's in the public eye and we're all slagging her off, saying she's an actress, saying she doesn't know what she's talking about, she's lying, she's making it up. It doesn't really matter why she's doing it and where it's coming from. What are we showing people with those comments? The same as in this situation. What's happened to Sarah is absolutely horrific and awful. But I've heard many people talk about people they know in their own town. Oh, so and so got hit by her boyfriend the other day. Well, she probably deserved it. She probably hit him first. Like, that's okay. How inconsistent is that? What message are we giving to our young people when they hear us talk about this? But then again, on the other hand, we try telling them, be kind, treat people nicely. It doesn't matter what you look like. What you wear isn't important. You're beautiful on the inside and out. And we try and encourage our children that way. Yet the next minute, someone pops up on TV and we're like, oh, look at her disgusting dress. What does she look like in that? Or we're pointing someone out in the street, or we're laughing with our friends, forgetting that they're sat around us. It's these messages and these attitudes which are keeping these views in place, which we're all now complaining about. So we are all responsible for that. And until we change our attitudes and start showing some consistency in what we put across, like I said, stop trying to tell people how to be and show them by being it yourself. If you want your child to be kind, then be kind. If you want women to be treated fairly, then you treat them fairly. Show them in your attitudes. A lot of the time, we are the first people to put other women down, is women. We're the first people to put them in those boxes. And these young people that are growing up to commit these horrific crimes have been brought up with these attitudes from somewhere. And it's from us as society as a whole. And that is what needs to change. And that's where we can start doing something about it as people, individuals. If you want to make a difference, we can do it ourselves. And if we all started thinking in this way and putting those attitudes across, that's when things start to change. Like I said, it's much bigger than just saying, educate men, educate them on not to harm women. It needs to come before that. And this is where prevention needs to come in. We need to make a difference to people's lives and stop them ending up being these people that go on to murder, rape, or commit any crime to anybody, from stealing up to the most severe things that we can imagine. That's how we stop it, is by preventing it right at the beginning. Because whether we like it or not, there will be a reason that these people end up committing these crimes. Like I said, it's much bigger than the fact that that person probably wasn't told that he couldn't do that or shouldn't treat women in that way. It goes far bigger than those situations. We need to be going right back to the beginning, where they probably had a traumatic upbringing, where they probably had lots of experiences in their life that have not benefited and has changed the way that they think, feel, and behave, whatever that might be. And like I said, it doesn't give them an excuse, and it doesn't give them a reason to do that. Of course it doesn't. There's plenty of people that experience those things and don't do that. But also, it's a fact that there's plenty of people that do, and they end up committing these crimes. So we can either just keep saying, well, it's tough luck, they're in prison now, or we can do something to stop them getting there in the first place. It's no good doing it afterwards. Like I said, it's no good chucking in a harsh punishment after the fact, because it's too late. We need to stop it right at the beginning with preventative services, which have been cut massively and need to be brought back. And this is where we need to start. So we can start off by changing our attitudes. That's what we can do. And then we can all rally to government and get them to change and bring back preventative services to start making sure that everybody is getting educated on emotional well-being, how we manage, how we think, feel, and behave, and actually having the services that are needed before there's a massive issue, not wait until there's a problem. And that is our responsibility.
Well said, is all I can say to that. Absolutely. At the end of the day, what happened to Sarah is an absolute tragedy. What has happened to many Sarahs in the past has been tragedies. And there are going to be, sadly, a lot more until people start paying attention to exactly all the things that Kerry has just spoke about there. So that is it for our first episode, but look out for the next current affair. Thank you.